Intense, man. Hella beautiful fellow human beings. Back to square one, I suppose, as far as time, but was tying some different kinds of saltwater bait fish. I gotta even up this a little bit more, but that's quite alright. I'm also thinking I went a little too sparse on the bucktail, but I'm gonna dig out some longer stuff, but really dig the eyes. Finally got some sheets of 3D eyes, which I messed up the placement a little bit, but just new boot goofing. Anywho, sticking with these 2/0 hooks. 3:18 in the morning here in Southeast Florida. Man, getting a group chat flood. Let me get this real quick. Pants are comfy, but I hope anyone who sees this is having a fantastic morning or evening. Might not be as long. Just have a few white chunks. That's the longest. I'm gonna zoom on in here. I haven't got to the tip of this tail quite yet. Oh, it's about the same length. Alrighty. This very elegant tail. I hate to say it, it looks like, I don't know, tail of Evie. Hey Donis! Greetings from New Zealand. What? Anyway, hope all y'all are having a beautiful evening. Sierra 7. Yeah, it's learning how to tie flies. Mostly salt water and I guess warm water. Gonna tie another one of these guys, but I went a little too sparse with the bucktail, I think. Let's see. Good morning, Billiam. Yeah, back to square one with the sleep schedule. Don't know where the time goes. I mean, I do, but spent today starting to organize like pipe fittings and that kind of stuff. For some reason this always confuses the heck out of my brain when that happens. It's like one of those puzzles. But there's a spot called the Mai Kai in Fort Lauderdale, a restaurant, and it's Polynesian theme. 1956 is when it opens. Then closed for I think 4 or 6 years. Cannot remember. Fire. But when you pull into the place, they had like this tiki hut type thing, and it kind of looked like plasticky bamboo, but up close it was just a PVC pipe, and PVC pipe is essentially like large scale craft supplies and solid material, but there's loads of like small scraps and stuff that might try to make something to put over like the compost bin or something. And wild. Forgot also to make a cup of coffee before hitting live. Out of the long marabou, but I have some poops. Alright. Bucktail party. So I think I'm gonna maybe focus on the bulk of the bucktail as the wing instead of the tail on this. No mercy. Ooh. I moved everything, but still getting used to. It's a really small desk compared to modern chairs. Solid though. Two aren't quite long. I was thinking about reverse tying it, but I'm not all there with the bucktail yet. Craft fur a lot better with. However, my bucktail is still fan out quite a bit. But then also trying to plan how to have a wide bottom canoe. Some people call them G-News. But trying to figure out how, like, what's necessary to get it on the water. Every time I come across a aluminum canoe, it goes immediately, understandably. But maybe just even that. Just gonna like uneven it vaguely. And grab some glue. I just don't want it to be a severe hump, like getting a little better at planning, I suppose. And for flash, kind of usual mix. Man, I don't know how I did it. 3:30 in the morning. Time certainly melts. I'm not complaining though, because now I'm trying to find a sander. Sure, there's one here around here somewhere. The boat has a few wounds. I use the silver holographic stuff. Crushes. This stuff is really powerful. That is some heavy refraction or what have you. The hairline ripple. It is so much active flash. But maybe I'll put a little down more. Wax it. Some like tap for the, oops. For the super shiny plastic. Crystal Flash has a lot of texture to it, so I feel like it could kind of lock itself in place more than this fine stuff. Been an interesting day weather-wise. Season changes are so pronounced. It really does sometimes feel like a switch. Just focusing on the like hologram because the light's kind of directly on it from my view. The flashes were making my eyes water. Like looking at a Christmas tree as a newborn baby, probably. I don't know. I don't remember. Alright, for some reason, still standing up. Yeah, even, I haven't really figured out sparse versus, like, it's wild how much it moves. I watch a lot of videos on, like, other people's flies and those testing tubes. It just, blows my mind. I meant to grab the jar in the back. Could do that. So I could finally start, seeing this stuff flow again. But some people have testing tanks, like long ones, so you can see the things actually swimming. And man, it looks like a breeding tank. And some stuff, it's I'd be amazed like how sparse like the materials are. I don't think I'll ever not. I guess it makes sense. Like if you see someone's like hair in water, like long hair in water, it's a whole nother creature almost. The flat wings move really cool because the feathers or the hackle feathers are on their side, but since they kind of have that natural side-to-side movement, really neat. And it's like shelves of them, like a ship or something. Alright, bucktail. Long. I went a little too sparse in this part. Well, I guess I just really felt sparse. That's a really nice, like, tapered slant if one is ever needed as is. I don't know. Oh, gee. It's amazing how many times I feel like I've cut this and some of these materials are sentient for sure. Oh, shoot. I guess in this case, I guess I'd be more so haunted. Get a different piece. One thing I do really enjoy about fall is, like, really hot food, like, throughout the day. During the summer, it's super hot. However, I started getting into it, because, hey, sweating's not bad for you. It's quite good for you, but not even that. Just, hot, spicy food, like, on a hot day sounds not the greatest, but man, it's like medicinal. Alright, so I have way too much. Make it pretty. I've seen you do them in a bowl before. Yeah, I should grab it. It's right in the garage. It's just tall, clear water pitcher. Yes, I've kind of been avoiding the garage. Jeez, there's so much stuff. I never thought I would have a garage full of boxes that I was avoiding, but here I am. Just none of it's like really stuff I need in the immediate. See, I think that might be a little much. Oops. Let me wax it. And this is just from the Fly Federation pattern book. And still very much a beginner, so going off picture and recipe alone. Whoops. Well, you know something? That probably works out. I think I overdid it with that anyway. Glue. Or glue equivalent. Hope everyone who sees this or is here is having a golden evening. And it's 3:42 in the morning here in southeast Florida. Forgot to get AA batteries today. But I'm wondering anyways if I could just put a longer antenna on that scanner. Holy shit. Oh. Would fate like any more of my bucktail? need to learn some new words. Son of a snatch. Should get like perhaps long book too. Specifically. So I'll just close that. I gotta adjust that. There. So, I mean, I lost a lot of material, but it's still a lot less sparse than the first one, so there's... Shoot, I lost a mystery. Some crystal flash. Oop. Oh, sponsor can. It's not like candy, but it's got enough sugar to be smelling like candy. Alright, right on. I try to fix my sleep schedule here and there, but don't know what it is about this time that anytime I don't have a schedule, this is the time I default to. But I was trying to think of like something to do in town. I really can't stand when the future is this uncertain. I want to find it like up a bit more. So I think I'm gonna be making this canoe thing into that mobile tent, which I didn't think I'd be able to start working on that so soon. Probably just use like a heavy schedule PVC pipe to make kind of like a tent thing. I could come down if it's too windy. It's really just for the intercoastal. My goal, since there's a lot of accessible spots, is to drop some crab traps and then head to just closer to where the inlet is, as close as got energy to go, and around the pylons and docks, a lot of sand perch. And keep you alive, that's for sure. Because the amount of different little habitats there are, but also accessibility is decently nice. Really busy, so I have been trying to hoard some boxes or buckets, water tight buckets, and yeah. But as they're running in, also people who have the time make it a lot more possible that. And the canoe has a wide bottom, so it could probably fit like 3 people and a bunch of stuff. Getting some peacock curl. Oops. No wonder why everything fell off. God damn. See, you know, sometimes I, why did I put it so close down? Everything fell off, but you know, just, here, I'm actually gonna, just start from scratch for now, because this could become anything anyways. But I just want to see that in water, I guess, before. I don't know. Alright, shoot. Well, just gonna quickly get back to this. This is what. Do something different, like maybe a soft hackle going all the way up or something. If it flows nice. If not, then I won't think about that. I'm just kidding. But, man. Hey, Victor. Do appreciate that. It'll be about a year in November. Straight. Wish I was a lot farther in dry flies, but I know I don't have any spots to fish them. However, I did remember a spot today that I'm kind of surprised I didn't think about until now. The alligator's pretty, you know, a lot of times if someone gets bit, it's like they got too close to a nest accidentally. So it's always good to know what those things look like, but they're really easy to miss. Saw one that you could only see from drone, like could not see in the water. Made their behavior make sense though. But also straight up tripping on them. Walking around in swamp. But there's a ton. I've only really seen 2 huge ones. And then one that was like, I'm guessing poached. It was missing its head. It was just like ditched on the side of the road, but it was the largest gator I've seen before the one with the unfortunate turtle. Ooh. This is a magic bucktail. Feels like a small amount you grab, but then it just really dense and on the thinner side fibers. Wow, North Carolina. Don't know why I never really thought about them going. South Carolina, yeah, but it's really hard not to picture them swimming up mountains right now. Uh, 60-pound boulder. Accidentally or like fully on purpose? Truly terrifying. A long time ago, briefly lived in Colorado for 3 months. So I didn't really live there, I just was there for 3 months. But anyway, it was really intense to see all the nets on buildings, but that's just from natural, like, falling and rolling down. It just reminds me of, like, the horror stories that pop on the news every now and then from kids throwing rocks off overpasses. Yikes. Dumbest shit could become a permanent nightmare. It's brutal. if that's too long. Does anybody know about the McManny Manor dude? I thought I saw the channel that was like, I guess, I don't know if, I guess exposing is the right word, but on something unrelated, like a different mission of sorts. I couldn't remember the name of the channel. This time, I'm going to remember to not, for some reason. So, misfire in real time. Oh shoot, I have to do all that flash again. Quite alright. This stuff is joy enough to use. That's Tiga fly, long dubbing. This, the ripple fiber. Kind of want to make bags. Ooh, shit. Got the silence. Just fold that stuff back to like lock it in. Because I'm not too sure how effective any of my glue is currently on kind of shiny, sleek material. And just so I will think for a second here. Hello, Alfred. Quiet 4 in the morning. I meant to drink. Takes a second for the coffee maker to heat up, so usually press that and then hook the phone up and alright, now we could add the white here. Well, it's really not necessary at all, but it's just a little exposed. And I could throw a little of this on it because it is salt water. There's a lot of toothy bastards down there. Could tell by the amount of wire leader that's on the shelves in the tackle shops. Maybe. I don't know. Yet. Let that dry for a second. Put the wing of bucktail on with some flash. And the red marabou, which is the short, deeper red one. What I used for this, I just ripped it first. I took the feather and straightened out the fibers and ripped it. But I'm pretty much completely out of those. I have a few small ones. And that one was a pain in the ass to use. I might have to use like 2 of these guys. But nice plump head. Now that the eyes came, I can finally put them on. The sticker eyes, Right now, I'm using UV light, and I don't have the finesse yet with this new handheld light. Really strong, so it cures instantly. So the stickers like kind of like cup and char pepperonis. So grab these. I think it's like 10, 15 bucks, which, you know, there's certain things that if this was for jewelry, I would have salvaged, used something else. But since this is very important, so got me some eyes. Oh yeah, man, I'm stoked on these. I was real sick of making them. I thought that was such a brilliant little idea. Sucks. Thankfully, I mean, make a ton at a time, and I will make them during winter again because, you know, I might seem all chill or laid back or whatever. You haven't seen me in person during the winter. Oh, I get cold, but this time, again, I'm prepared. I have a jacket. I've never been in this position before, so to be frank, I don't know what to expect this winter. But for real, I got just a poofy insulated jacket, but it's not made to look like one. It's a waterproof, like it's so effective. And a few insulated jackets and stuff. During the winter, you can't find anything. Nobody here has a working heater. Unless it's like a new build, in that case, they will have a working heater for a few years maximum. But anyway, tons. It would have taken so long to make these. And they're 3D, so the UV resin, they're not gonna curl. Here you have a chance to place them, but I would have just used what I had, but these are the ones I made. I really only made 2 sizes. The other ones are didn't have round pupils or anything like that, so I just used these. 2 pieces of glitter. These ones have some mylar mixed in with the resin. And then these ones, these dragon eyes that come from them. I forgot where. I ran into them all looking for stuff. But these made with these pink and, well, obviously pink and blue plastic beads. And they're refractive. I have no idea what they're for. I found them at a thrift store. And it's a Ziploc bag. So what I did is just put a dot of UV craft resin in black, and then a dot of UV craft resin in pink. Just the black alone, it kind of like, the pink just kind of magnified it, and it didn't look like a pupil, but with the pink behind it, came out quite nice. And did finally tie a no I didn't. I forgot what this is called, but it's one that's been in my mind because I've seen it so many times. Is I think it's like a something dart. I need to find it. But I think I've used CDC once. Maybe not. And I don't know how many fibers to put as the tailing fibers. And I'm not sure if this bead is a hair big. That whole, it's one of those channel beads. I forget what they're called already. But just threw some black resin on top. The CDC. And it's pink and then red. Well, pink tail and then deeper pink dubbing, and then red dubbing, and then the CDC. I forget what it's called. Something Dart. And my CDC's not the best. There's you know, I do keep in mind that I tend to the the channels and the streams and like really high quality tires and high quality stuff, because oh my gosh, some CDC looks like, I don't know, those, you know, those like man-shaped things. It's like a tube and air gets shot through it and it looks like it's dancing, like that, but feathers and like 1,000 of them. How cold could it possibly get? Enough to hit like existential dread for me personally. But to be fair, I never really had the clothes. Like, polyester is not insulating, and anytime I could find like clothes that were made for environments that perhaps were way less colder than that, but like adjusted for inflation, as in Florida temperature versus Florida temperament. Yeah, it's cold. 60s? No, 50s? I can't think, sorry. Just gonna end up saying random numbers, but it gets cold. I'm in Palm Beach County, and anything essentially under 76 is like pretty much snowing at any second to me, so I've been trying to get better at that. I think I just need to be more, even like more physical. I haven't been, obviously swimming. We're really getting out and about, which is exercise. Quite like walking around town, even if all the shops are closed, just to look at the buildings and stuff. I want to pull more off, but then I'm going to end up in the same situation as the first one I tied. Yeah, actually. up here. Okay. Flash. Savior of the universe. Alright. I'm gonna just put some other pearl on top and marabou. Next one, probably add some grizzly to the sides. Scaly. For big and pagan. That's for sure. Okie dokie. Now for the peacock curl. Just trying to count out 12. Yeah, sure. Oh, good job. My bad. Yeah, I stuck on everything in the house. Love that, like, regular old Google eyes. Jeez. Goggle eyes? Google eyes, jeez. Huh. Guess I haven't said that in a while because both sounds odd. Google eyes. Anyways, I love when those are used in tactical. Too funny. Mm-hmm. There's always one. So, feather time. But might need to use two, but we'll get there. Let me throw this on here, Wendy. Good morning. And this salty. Wow, this looks a little orange now. But that salty thing. Went a little sparse on the bucktail in this one, and I think I overdid a little bit on the one I'm tying currently. But we'll see. I want to grab the picture, but it's scary out there. Like, it's nice little beachy town, sure, but it's still a place where a bunch of mystery cans of whatever show up in your backyard, because like someone took a piece of the fence a while back and made themselves a little shelter back there once. I think someone on the block like got, yeah. Just get rid of this so I can see a little better. I'm not sure if I should add another one. Let me check this real quick. I'm not too sure. It looks so lush in the picture. I mean, so that's what the next slight variation's for. Oops. Hello. How do you do, Lou? The color coming, or it looks really, I don't know, just old school. That peacock curl with the bright red and white. I was really like how that looks. So for eyes, let me just do this real quick. Oh, Lunatic, they do, and I can see the UV. Really wish I knew more about that. I could retain more to memory. Let's be honest. I was wondering why, well, like reading something like in words and writing it down can retain things to memory best, but like nature documentaries, man, those things are like drugs. I'll be real. It's at the end, it's like a blur of a good time. Maybe it's just because like I found myself, especially with the underwater oceanography and stuff, half the time, like, my mind is so loudly wondering, just not wondering, but like blown away by the footage itself. The whale fall footage, it looks so surreal. It's a good example. So what I've been doing is just putting it on and then putting a dab of UV resin, like right there. Oops. Oh no, I did not mean to knock that over. It's really just for a split second. Night and day difference. My other light, like, wow. It was a little weakling. Quite alright, but what a difference. Explosive difference. And then I'll fill it out on both sides with resin. On the chin area. And I try to like tap around the eye to kind of bezel it in a little more. I'll sit for a second and then I'll head them under the sink to see if the body shapes at least differ. So, oops. This one is much plumper. See the difference here shortly. It's not really just it wet and all slurped up. And I can always like add my resin to the head to build it up a little more. I want to. Like at least right there for sure, for sure. Shall do that. Thick. And this is just UV craft. Hey, getting resin on my hand. Oh, I need to brush my hair. Hey, getting the resin on my hand. It smells like hell, to be frank. All resin. Well, all UV resin. It's got this really intense kind of sour smell. Try not to look at it. Right on. Trying to get a better head shape. but not too sure. I messed up the little chin feathers, but that's quite alright. We live, we learn. A little salty bait fish. The color could trim a little bit. Had it to about the end of the hook, and that far exceeds that. However, did tie this one quite long, which I used to just think this would be way too long for this hook. However, I gave up trying to make sense of the architecture fly to fly, because limitless and some are huge on tiny little hooks. So until just like run into that experience, I won't have much of an understanding for it. Anything red peacock or white though, like really does something to the human eye too, because I like that. But anyways, I think I'm actually gonna make some eggs. And what was I working on? Just the storage bins that stopped using for the materials I've been using for tools. So slowly sorting all that. Got this really big teak dresser that is nothing but drawers. So I might do that and just make tags or something. The drawer pulls are little rings, so I can hang tags for whatever's in that drawer in it. But not sure. It is 4:49 here in the morning here in Southeast Florida. I think I'm gonna watch the weather for a second. Fill the silence a little bit. Man, it's so instant. It feels like fall. Gonna make some eggs, and then I forgot there was something else, but don't remember. But I love y'all, whoever sees this. Hope you have a beautiful day, and excuse me. If there are any patterns that you'd recommend for salt water or warm water or any water, more than happy to try my hands at tying or learning some new things. I don't know. It feels like a different state. I know I complain about the water temperature a lot and the temperature in general, but it's just because ill-prepared every year. But I really do like fall. There's not anything I really don't like. Even stuff I spend a decent amount complaining about, but fall's the time where it physically hurts waking up, but walking around is so nice. You can walk for days. It generally is like a nice area to walk around. However, during the summer, it's like Crossy Road, but for shade. Like, you're running under bushes and palm fronds and anything. Shit, I gotta check the mail too. Oh man, time flies. But tomorrow the the little feathers come in the mail. Pretty excited about that. I don't really pick up anything on eBay unless it's like super cheap. So if like there's a bid on one, just bid and forget. Bid and forget. But anyway, don't know what tomorrow looks like, but I'm sure probably gonna be essentially the same, and some more bait fish. Hey, Jack. Wonder why so much bright light. Oh, here I did find another light bulb, and I also tried to put a lamp in this corner. Upon closer inspection, the cord was a little sketchy. However, I found some wing nuts, and I figured I was gonna ask the neighbor for a quick favor. I was or the internet when putting wires together, if you had to change a light, for instance, trying to figure out like what wire is what, I guess I'm trying to say. There's two things I have to do, and I have to figure out how the front light, the sensor is broken, and it's missing the switch on the inside, and this is about all I could find as far as switches currently around the house. And I already have a light. I found one brand new in the box, so, and it's the exact same one. And just guessing here, that's gonna be real easy. Just kind of switch it out exactly how it is. But for the switch, I'm not sure. Can I just like attach anything on the wires? But it's already off. Like it's the breaker switch is off for that switch, so, and the wires are sticking out of it, and it's right by the front door, so I would like to fix that. And two, trying to let the latch for the hot water heater soak because they're not opening, and the wood wants to give out before the latches open. Not latches. No, maybe it's a latch. I don't know. But yeah. Found this little doohickey. I need to remember batteries for the scanner, but Travel Smart by Francis radio. But I found a few antennas. They're out there still. They don't attach like these do. I was wondering if you could just put a longer antenna on it to pick it up. I need the international radio. Shoot, the phone. Yeah. But man, these pattern books are like more like spell books than actual spell books. Every time I look at a page, I notice a different pattern, is what I'm saying here. But that hits so nice, the gray. I think too, since there is like an absolute ton in here for the size of the book, And this pattern book, tons of copies on eBay, real cheap, $few. I think this was like $3.58. $3.58 is a pretty common number in the book department on eBay. But the amount of flies is pretty endless for the size of the book, so anytime like starting to think of it a different thing to tell you, I guess like your mind will notice ones that fit along that. It feels like noticing new ones every time. Solid compilation. The yellow with the peacock curl is unreal though. That would catch a person for sure. And the heads on those, where is I need to plan the deer hair a little better so it's bare hook, but I can't figure out what to put in between the two materials. But I guess that's for tomorrow. I'm gonna start sounding like I'm sleep talking anyway. Happy trails, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I meant to pop on earlier, but same story, different time escapes me. I've been trying to watch more. I don't know, just like not necessarily current events, but like just observations, I guess. And I already forgot the name of the channel, but for once it wasn't me doohicking. Well, I was, or I have like bins and stuff out there, like an assembly line, so I can put everything. Like this jar here is anchors, anchor screws and bolts. But anyway, happy trails. Where was Mr. Study? I am old lady, and that's why I learned how to catch some crabs. The ones in the water. Anyways, happy trails. Happy trails, William. Good night. Man, I love that color combination so freaking much. This Fire Tiger and the Coachman color combination. So, like the orange and black at the tip of the red, and then the green and white and orangey brown, or what have you. Regal as all. It's just regal as possible. I get why it's called Royal Coachman, because it, perhaps if Cinderella took place in the UK, like the pumpkin wagon would probably look a lot more like that. I don't know what I think it's like an American one too. I could be totally wrong. The sleep talking has begun. Oh, one more thing. I found this. Oh my dad kept some washers together. Shall